are back for another Top 5 episode. I'm here with Monk from MunkyChong Gaming.
Hello, hello.
And this week should be a pretty good conversation. We're going to do our Top 5 DC heroes.
Yeah.
So, you prefer DC, correct?
I do.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that prefers DC.
Yeah. But I'm not afraid to admit that their movies aren't the greatest. But yeah, DC all the way.
I don't know. I enjoy Justice League.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know you haven't had a chance to see it yet, but Wonder Woman was good.
Oh man, y'all were getting me hyped for this movie.
And Justice League was good. Some people are giving it so much crap, and I think it's completely I think it's crap that people are giving it crap.
I haven't heard a lot, but I haven't heard.
Alright, so let's get this started. Number 5.
My number 5?
What is your number 5?
My number 5 would be Green Arrow.
Okay.
He's a master archer. He's great at hand-to-hand combat. He's got a few different weapons. He's got peak human condition. He knows how to fly planes. He's got bulletproof body armor. He's got tons of different arrows, and he's smart enough to create tons more if he needs to. And he even has his own car and submarine. Not to mention, he's got a little comedic value to him too.
All right. The Green Arrow show is a pretty decent show too.
I haven't seen it.
It's a CW show. Anything by the CW's been good. So
that's what I've heard.
And Arrow, they've definitely done pretty decent with Arrow. It's not completely comic accurate, but it's pretty good.
Well, that's all right.
So my number 5 is Raven.
All right, I dig it.
Teen Titans, part demon. She's just got an array of powers. But being half demon, she's got a lot of strength, but very little weakness.
Right.
So, and plus, her attitude, like when it comes to like the Teen Titans show and stuff like that, just cracks me up. So
yeah, I enjoy that.
She's all about the depression and staying to herself and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that.
Alright, so number 4.
Number 4. My number 4 is Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
I know it's a little low on the list, but, I had to put him on there for sure. It's Martian Manhunter. I mean, he's got super strength, speed, invulnerability, flight, shape-shifting. He can go invisible. He's got telepathy, and he was one of the founders of the Justice League.
True.
And he's from Mars.
True, and his only weakness is fire.
Yep, that's pretty badass in my book.
Alright, well my number 4 is the Green Arrow.
There you go. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
It's one of my favorite shows. I just enjoy his whole of array of like attitude, stuff like that. He's got a very similar story in some instances to Batman, and I feel like he's just as fun, if not more fun, to read and watch.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Alright, so number 3.
This is where my list starts getting a little more interesting. Number 3 for me would be Plastic Man.
Okay.
He is upon looking into him, he is one of the first to incorporate telling, which is great. Everybody loves a comedic hero. He's
Right.
got malleable physiology. He can pretty much control the density of his whole body. There's no known limit, at least to my knowledge, of his stretching ability. He can change his size, his shape. He's super agile. He has super strength. He can change his colors some, even though it's super difficult. He's basically immune, or not necessarily immune, but invulnerable. He's immune to telepathy. He's immortal. I mean, you know, there's other things too. He's a great detective. He's a skilled thief. He's been on both sides of the spectrum. There's a lot more to Plastic Man than one would naturally think.
All right. I didn't expect that to be on your list because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he's an underrated superhero.
There's a lot of them that are underrated.
True.
My next one isn't really underrated.
All right, hit me.
My next one is Swamp Thing.
Oh, nice.
So yes, my number 3 is Swamp Thing. Created from an accident. He's just... have you ever watched the Swamp Thing movie?
It's been a really long time. I was really little, but yeah, I've seen it.
I highly recommend the movie to anybody.
It was a good movie from what I remember.
But just with his story, you basically could create a horror story from him. And he also made an appearance in the recent Batman and Harley movie.
Cool.
Where it shows how strong he could actually be. He's got the whole plant life power. I mean, it's just... I've always enjoyed Swamp Thing, and his stories are basically horror. Like, his story is basically a horror story.
Yeah, that's somebody I haven't really thought of in a long time. I don't necessarily think of him as a DC character. I just think of him as, you know, just for that movie, really. That's pretty interesting.
But yes, he is a DC character.
All
right, so number 2.
My number 2 is the Blue Beetle.
Okay. Which you've mentioned him before in our conversations. So.
I have. I don't know, for some reason I'm drawn to the Blue Beetle as one of my favorites. It's another one. I'm not going to go through all his abilities because he's got an endless amount of abilities.
A bunch.
But, you know, that's one of the great things about him. He possibly has weapons that could hurt the Spectre, as I've seen in researching, because he's always trying to throw out ideas of more grandiose weapons that could possibly hurt the Spectre when he's around. He's just, I don't know. There's a lot of utility to the Blue Beetle Scarab.
Alright, so my number 2 is John Constantine.
Oh yeah, I thought about adding him to the list, but I didn't.
Master of the Dark Arts, Dabbler in the Dark Arts. His Hellblazer series is phenomenal. I've actually read through Volume 1 at least twice, 2, maybe even 3 times. His show was cut short, but I wish they would bring it back. I mean, who doesn't love a demon hunter?
True. The only exposure I've had to Constantine is, of course, the movie. But it was a fucking great movie. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
I'm gonna go The Gulch, by the way.
Alright.
Alright, so that was my number 2. Let's do some honorable mentions.
Alright.
And I'm not gonna say too much on mine because I know everybody knows them, which would be Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, which have all been a part of the Justice League, and of course Nightwing.
Alright, that's interesting.
Those are, pretty good honorable mentions, but they don't really need a whole bunch of explaining because everybody knows who they are.
True. Mine are a little bit less known. One, I'd have to say Booster Gold. I just enjoy Booster Gold.
Okay.
I've already covered some of his stuff in my Nerd Out episode, so people can go check that out if they want the deets on him. Also, I picked Katana, who works with various teams, but is good enough that her main team is Batman's Black Ops team. You got some skill.
Which she also made an appearance on the Arrow show as well as Suicide Squad.
Yep, I did see that when I was doing my research. I also picked Dr. Manhattan because, come on, Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
He's just, he's almost the powerful thing.
I didn't include the Watchmen on my list because a lot of people, yes, they're DC, but when they're separate, I didn't include them on my top 5 list. But Dr. Manhattan is definitely up there, one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why he didn't make my top 5 was because I don't personally consider Watchmen DC. It's not that I don't consider it, I just don't think of it as DC. And I don't know a whole lot about Watchmen, but I do know Dr. Manhattan's pretty badass. My last honorable mention would be the Atom, who can alter his size to a subatomic level, and I don't know, he can do crazy things with it.
He also made his as far as I know, his television debut was on Arrow, and then he is now on Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, that's neat. Did not know that.
Alright, so now we are down to our very top 1, and I'm curious, I know mine is not the same as yours.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Go ahead and remind the world who your top DC character is for superheroes.
My top DC character is, surprise, Green Lantern, but most specifically Hal Jordan Green Lantern. He is, some would say questionably, I'd say definitely the greatest Green Lantern. He is another founding member of the Justice League. He's got many powerful friends. He's friends with the Arrow, who we mentioned earlier. I like the idea of the power ring and the power battery, although having to recharge it kind of sucks. But he also became Parallax and Spectre, so he's been on the powerful side of many different spectrums.
So your list was a pretty solid list.
I like to think so myself.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and say who I consider the top DC superhero is. And I guess it's no surprise here because mine's pretty... And I died because I wasn't paying attention. My top one is Batman.
Alright. I can get behind that.
When it comes to Batman, everybody knows his abilities, everybody knows how smart he is, everybody knows he's the best detective, as well as, his insane ability to be able to pretty much fight and hang with anybody.
Yeah, he's always got a contingency plan.
Exactly, and with as big as his fan base is and stuff like that, if I didn't make him number 1, I would be lying.
Well, I mean, you could always make the argument that technically he's not a superhero because he don't really have any superpowers. But he is a hero.
Superpowers doesn't make a hero.
Yeah, what I'll say is superhero. As a hero, he is definitely that. But he is pretty super, so I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He's a superhero.
Alright, so that is our top 5 DC heroes. And now that we've got that out of the way, next week is the Marvel villains.
Yes, sir.
Which comes just in time because they just released the trailer today for the next Avengers movie, the Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that upcoming next year. And then of course we have the semifinals of the Nerd Out starting this weekend on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
He will be attempting to make it to the finals
against
none other than Main Titan Gaming's Jacob Spencer.
Yes, sir.
And y'all will go up against Derek or Huey, whichever one wins their round for the finals.
I'm excited.
So, that is it for this week's top 5. Stay tuned. Make sure you tune in Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the semifinals of the Nerd Out.
Yep.
And other than that, that's all we've got for you this week on Live with the Top 5. I will see you guys next week.
Bye.